director Joseph Kosinski's path in Hollywood shows just how far a filmmaker's vision can stretch, even when an original idea never gets made. What started as Go Like Hell, a racing drama about the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari, could have ended there. But instead, it sparked a chain reaction that would lead to 3 major films, each one shaped by the same creative DNA from Joseph Kosinski's Go Like Hell. Back in the early 2010s, Kosinski was set to direct Go Like Hell with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt as his leads. Cruise would play a Ford executive named Carroll Shelby, and Pitt was lined to play Ken Miles, the brilliant but unpredictable driver. The story followed Ford's push to beat Ferrari at the 24-hour of Le Mans, a race the Italian company had dominated for years. Kosinski wanted to ground the film in emotion, tension, and speed, using real cars, real locations, and very little CGI. In an interview, he said, "The one that I always think about that got away was called Go Like Hell, which eventually did get made as Ford v Ferrari. I always wanted to make a racing film, but the thing about racing movies is it can't be about racing. It has to have some amazing story underneath to warrant itself being made. And that story was one of those great stories of an incredible friendship and an incredible rivalry and an incredible dangerous race." But the scale and budget made studios nervous. Surprise. Eventually, the project slipped out of his hands and went to James Mangold, who turned it into Ford v Ferrari, with Matt Damon and Christian Bale taking over the lead roles. While Kosinski didn't direct that version, the film became a hit by carrying many of the themes he originally built in it: American exceptionalism, mentorship, rivalry, corporate pressure, and the obsession to win. Watching the success of Ford v Ferrari, Kosinski must have seen a chance to take those same themes and reshape them in a world he knew could work: fighter jets instead of race cars. That idea became Top Gun: Maverick, and this time, he had Tom Cruise back on board as his lead and producing partner. Maverick brought together everything Kosinski had tried to do with Go Like Hell: high-speed action, emotional stakes, legacy, and mentorship. The bond between Maverick and Rooster echoed the dynamic between Carroll Shelby and Ken Miles. The conflict between human instinct and a cold institutional system was still there, just dressed in Navy gear instead of racing suits. And Kosinski stuck to his belief in practical filmmaking. Instead of cars on a track, it was jets, real ones, in the sky. Actors under pressure, G-forces on their faces. The film didn't just succeed from this, it exploded, becoming one of the biggest and most beloved blockbusters in the post-COVID lockdown marketplace. Kosinski had taken the spirit of Go Like Hell and made it soar. That success gave him the runway to finally return to the world of racing, this time with F1. With Brad Pitt starring and Lewis Hamilton co-producing, and with Apple back in the project, Kosinski finally got the scale and access he'd always wanted. The film blended live Grand Prix footage and dramatic storytelling, creating something that felt both cinematic and real. The themes again were unmistakably linked to Go Like Hell: the intense personal rivalries and the quest for legacy amid high-pressure competition. This time, Pitt plays the veteran American mentor to a rising young British driver, played by Damson Idris, making it another two-hander just like Ford v Ferrari and Maverick. Like Carroll Shelby in Ford v Ferrari, Maverick in Top Gun, and Sonny Hayes in F1, Kosinski himself has had to navigate the demands of a large institution while trying to protect the integrity of his vision. In this way, his career mirrors the characters he brings to life: skilled, instinctive professionals trying to push past bureaucratic resistance to do something bold. In this way, Kosinski embodies what Donald Schoen called the reflective practitioner: someone who learns through doing, adapts in real time, and uses creative experience to inform the next. All the lessons Kosinski had learned from those previous attempts came together: emotion, scope, immersion, craft, and speed, to deliver a film that felt like the culmination of everything he'd been chasing since Go Like Hell fell apart. And that's the thread tying all of this together. Kosinski, his creative obsession with stories about characters pushing limits, navigating legacy, and clashing with the systems around them, has stayed consistent, even when the projects themselves changed shape. What began as one unrealized film turned into 3 major ones, Ford v Ferrari, Top Gun Maverick, and F1, each reflecting a different angle of the same core story. Kosinski's original vision didn't vanish when Go Like Hell died. It evolved, adapted, resurfaced, and each time, it got sharper. The whole arc proves what John Dewey once suggested. Art isn't just the finished product, it's the process. And in Kosinski's case, that process spanned over a decade and played out across 3 wildly successful films. And now there's talk of an F1 sequel, one that could finally reunite Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise in the same movie. And if this happens, it will close the loop on a journey that began more than 10 years ago. The cast Kosinski originally imagined for Go Like Hell would finally share the screen, not in a racing film that never got made, but in the evolution of that very dream. A sequel that blends F1 with Days of Thunder. This is more than just fan service. It would be one of the most impressive, in my opinion, examples of long-term creative persistence in modern filmmaking. A reminder that sometimes the story that doesn't get made right away still finds a way to live, just not in the way you first imagined. And in the end, the path from Go Like Hell to Ford v Ferrari to Top Gun Maverick and now to F1 isn't just about movies. It's about vision, patience. Kosinski's story shows that in Hollywood, as in life, the journey to success doesn't always go in a straight line. But if you stay with it, the payoff can be something even bigger than the original dream.